God. Immediately have to take that out of my mouth. Welcome to a extremely interesting stream. Because I decided to be insane today. So I am simultaneously streaming this to TikTok. Son of a bitch, I forgot to unmute. Okay, there we go. I'm simultaneously streaming this to TikTok. Yippee. On a day I already have to cosplay. I don't know why I chose to do this today instead of, for the next stream when I'm not in cosplay. But here I am. Yeah, the TikTok thing is not an ideal setup. So it's on there. Apparently. I'm apparently live on TikTok right now. So as to get what the kids what the kids think is trendy, I suppose. But yeah, so if there are technical difficulties during this stream, that is why. It's also extremely warm in my room right now, which is terrible because I'm wearing a suede jacket. I'm excited though. This wig. The wig is like, I need to replace this wig. Thank you, Jupiter. This wig is not good. I initially bought like a kind of cheap wig for Klavier and Christoph because I was like, oh, well, I don't want to like completely style a whole wig if I want to cosplay both brothers because their bangs go different ways. So I'm not gonna like style the wig. I'm just gonna do whatever. So this is just like a loose wig that isn't styled in any way. I haven't cut the bangs, which is why this thing is in the front and is like extremely long. But I'm thinking in this moment, and also I have thought this the past like 3 times I've cosplayed Klavier, that I should maybe get a new wig that's like good and the right color and like decent quality. This is a cheap wig though, and it is exactly what I intended to buy it for. So yeah, also wait, I have some new friends with me. And I left my water somewhere. And by new friends, I mean my friends went to Japan. So I have a little Baroque Zeeks with me. I have a little Baroque Zeeks to go with the little Kazuma that I already have. Yay. Yippee. They will. Can I put them on my head with my sunglasses on? Hell yeah. Excellent. Anyway. They're here to keep me company as I finish the trial. I left my water over there and I don't want to go get it right now because I just started stream, but anyway. Streaming the game, finishing Turnabout Serenade, let's go. Let's do it.
Apollo, I can't believe it! It really happened during the second act? And right in the middle of Lamoir's performance?
The reason why she was in that air vent. And that switch and the flaming guitar. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took. Hi, Phoenix.
Daddy!
Mr. Wright! You believed in me? Not really. Huh? I just thought that'd make a cooler entrance than say, hiya. Why do I even bother hoping?
Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all.
Sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission.
Secret? You mean like you're undercover?
Like Mr. Latouche, only shorter and not as well dressed.
Oh no, what if you're shot too, Daddy?
Would I do a thing like that to you? The, 2 weeks that he's gone are the subject of many a Narumitsu fic. Actually, they should be the subject of many more Narumitsu fics, I feel. There's a lot of, general 7-year gap stuff. There's not, a ton of, the specific, Turnabout Serenade interlude. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Machi Tobias off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Darian Crescent. It won't be easy proving you did it. Especially not under the current court system. The current court system? What did prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our diva divine is telling the truth.
But what about all the proof? The brooch and the switch.
Piece of jewelry and a lyrical blender. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. Flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case.
But
if the sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan, leaving behind the faintly singed scent of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it'll be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Detective Sky. Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Ah, here it is.
what are those, Daddy? They don't look like very good snacking material.
They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder. I had to hiccup in the middle of the sentence.
Gunpowder?
Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa.
Hey, Apollo! That's where we found that little device thingy.
Right, this. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. Yay! Isn't this like 4 pages of evidence now? Good lord. Burnt fragments. That's all from me, I suppose. See you after the verdict. Maybe. Right. Why do you say things? Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Darian Crescent's igniter and set it off. Okay. And he walked out the door, just like a magician. Normally. It's a good running bit. And he walked out the door like a normal person.
What does he want us to do? No conventional methods? What does that mean?
I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes.
I guess.
We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Is that better? Weird. Okay, I didn't touch anything. I don't know how that happened. Great. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darian was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Oh, Clavdar breakup. Correct? Oh, I know. Her forehead. Oh, that's. I thought he was gonna keep going. Her forehead. Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescent. Name and occupation, please. Darian Crescent, Detective, Criminal Affairs Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who don't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Gaviners. Maybe you've heard of us. I hate his ass. Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, we hate you, pussy. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. Situations change, Darian. And don't call me partner. So much for old friends. He didn't... I have to take out... Okay, so for... Where am I? For my Klavier cosplay, I don't know how well you can see it because it's metal, but there's like a... It's a fake, like, bar that goes from normal piercing hole and, like, hooks around my ear. And I need to take it out because it's... I need to take it out because it gets in the way of my earbuds. So much for old friends. I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial. Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to Lamoire's testimony. If, in fact, you have anything to say about it. Oh, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime in Virginia. Wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. I'm from California. Conventional methods are out the window, huh? Here goes nothing. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if. Didn't Detective Emma Skye hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? Oh my god, Clavier's streaming real! The shooting took place when I was on stage, man. So... I feel like I need to be clear that I do like Darian as a character. So you claim Lamoire's testimony was a lie. Hey, don't get me wrong, I dig what she's doing, trying to protect that kid. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just because she's blind. Jesus, dude! You go too far, Darian. Look, all I'm saying is, you got a reliable witness. He's great, we just love to- I mean, I wouldn't call him great. I just need to shove him in a locker. Why not listen to the detective? Detective Skye. I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. You didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Lamoire's testimony alone. Why is his hair so long? I think during our stream of it on Max's channel, we said something was living in it. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. There's a creature living in there, yeah, literally. I think we said it was the Zigzagoon. Okay, here we go. You don't have any proof she was lying. Oh yeah, kid? You saying I lied? Hold on. You're calling me kid? I just wanna check something. Yeah, you are the same age as me. Or no, wait, Apollo I think is younger, actually. I think he's 22. You are 2 years older than me. I'm so used to grade Ace Attorney that I'm like, yeah, everybody's my age. No, Apollo's younger than me now, and that's freaky. No, I'm just saying,
Apollo, we're back at him.
Yeah, he's not younger, but not, like, significantly. I couldn't help it. I flinched by reflex. Detective Crescent. Yeah, what do you want? Nothing.
Apollo, chin up, back straight. You're wilting.
Sick. Fight like a fae reference, Tracy.
guy's hard as nails. He makes Walkie look downright cooperative. I miss Walkie. He's great. Look, there's no way the diva remembers my voice. In the first place, she never heard my voice. I am reading it again. You never talked to her, even though you were playing in the same concert? Not a word, as far as I can recall. But weren't there planning sessions or something? Gavin took care of all that himself. Which just sounds like you're a shitty band member, I think. Darian wasn't involved in any of the meetings with her. As if you can just go around remembering everyone's voice like that anyway. She definitely clarified that she's more in tune with people's voices because she's 1, a singer, and 2, blind. She's blind. Did we forget that? She can't see your face. What else is she going to recognize you by? She can recognize people by their footsteps, and you think she can't remember your voice? He's stupid. Anyway. Only an idiot would believe that. Lamar's hearing is very sensitive. She could remember him if she heard him, I'm sure of it. I just can't prove it. And I need proof. I can't see my necklace. Hold on. It's stuck. Is there any way I can pull it up to... Does it look normal there? Yeah, there we go. It's probably gonna fall down immediately, but... We know she missed the words. The mixing board proved it. Oh yeah, there was a mistake. Blaming it on gunshots is just a lame excuse. You also fucked up. What do you mean? The mixing board proves what? It proves there was a mistake in the song. A missed cue. So, she just flipped it up. She just fucked it up. Big time, that's all. Hi, Maddie! Julie Klavier time. Julie Klavier time, and also, like... I feel like I went nuts with the makeup today. I don't know how much it translates on the tiny little stream camera, but... I did, like, a... Klavier to me should be, like, a visual K artist. There's no, like... I don't think there's that much in-game, like, reference to that, but I kind of think that's what they were going for, because it was, like, popular at the time. So I feel like Klavier should look a bit more extreme. I treat him like a Danganronpa cosplay. Right? I treat him like a Danganronpa cosplay, and then I, like, always add additional shit to his outfit, too. Because, like, I always forget that he only has, like, his ears pierced, and that's it. Does he have his ears pierced? We'll see in a second, but... He needs to meet Aki2 Persona 2, you're right. I don't know him, but, like, I know the boy you're talking about. So, she just fucked it up big time, that's all. She spins a story about a gunshot to protect the kid, and to cover for her own goof. Man, I'd have to hand it to her. She wasn't sticking it to me at the same time. Darian, watch what you say. Lamamar is an artist. She just fucked it up. That's no small accusation for a performer of her caliber. Love getting to say the fuck word. She got to you all right. I can see it in your eyes. At the very least, he's a maximalist and should be excessively jewelried. I think the only reason he wouldn't be wearing excessive jewelry is because he drives a motorcycle. But he has, like, a belt chain, I think, which is already, I'm 90% sure, like, super unsafe for motorcycle driving. Also, I think he would, like, stop in the bathroom before work and, like, put all of his jewelry in and then go to work and then leave. I tell you, most of her stuff is so pretentious, it's way over my head. Darian Crescent has no media literacy skills. You heard it here first, folks. I'm detecting a rift in the Gaviner's ranks. I think it's always like this. I have a very detailed the Gaviners all can't stand each other timeline in my head. Him taking off his 9 rings, 3 bracelets, 5 necklaces. He has a line in this case, I think I've passed it already, where he's just like, yeah, I had to go through a metal detector. Yeah, I had to go through a metal detector and I nearly had to strip naked to do it. And everyone's like, why? Nobody asked. Anyway, she's too close to the defendant. Her testimony can't be trusted. That's probably fair. You ask me, I'd go with Detective Sky's story at the drop of a pick. The things that are usually dropped, I guess hats aren't usually dropped either. Actually, I was there too. So I hear. Which means you heard them too, right? The gunshots. Yes. We heard gunshots. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. Guess you and Lamoir got the same excuse then. We know one thing for certain here. Yeah, he just has the, he has just lobe piercings, and I always processed him as having, like, way more piercings. And then the giant fuck-ass necklace. Like, the fact that this is smaller is hilarious. We know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emanated from that room during the third set. What we must determine is whether those sounds were actually gunshots.
Machi heard them too.
I'm gonna take this moment to look at the evidence we got. I don't remember if they have anything, but look at the keys. So, you think this was some kind of firecracker?
Yeah, or one of those noisemakers like you shoot off on New Year's.
Did you know that in China they use firecrackers on New Year's to scare off evil? So it's kind of the same thing.
Really? I had no idea. Well, did you know this? It takes more than 500 peanuts to make one 12-ounce jar of peanut butter.
At least my useless fact had something to do with the evidence. I want them to watch Jeopardy together. Okay. We've learned things about peanut butter. That's it.
Machi heard them too. Remember he said he ran for the air duct when he heard them?
So, how do we figure out just what those gunshots during the third set were? That could have been what the shooter wanted us to think. I want them to get stoned and watch a single episode of Unwrapped. I am a stoner Apollo truther, personally. I think, you know what, Apollo and Emma should get stoned and watch a singular episode of Unwrapped. I'll tell you what the shooter, that kid, wants you to think. He wants you to think the diva heard me in that room. I'm back to relying on Lamoir's testimony. As much as I'm enjoying the Darien and Forehead show, there is no need for such tempers. Don't make us into some comedy duo. This mean the Gavin and Darien show's cancelled? Neither of your claims can be proven or disproved. We could argue for days like this and get nowhere. Prosecutor Gavin is quite right. This court will hear no further discussion on this topic without new facts. New facts, huh?
He's pretty eager to paint Lamoir as a liar, isn't he?
Courtroom breakout, let's go! Oh, thank God Emma looks good in 3D. A lot of the Spirit of Justice characters don't. Peace and love. The Dual Destiny Spirit of Justice models will never be the Great Ace Attorney ones. If I had a nickel for every messy breakup happening during an Apollo Justice case, well, believe me, there's more. Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case.
This is tough. So, what do we do?
I've got a few ideas. Just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. Okay. I think it's this, and I think it's the firecrackers, right? Yeah, the Great Ace Attorney ones are, like, gorgeous. They did not have to go that hard, but they did. Yeah. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? The first was this small device. Speaking of Great Ace Attorney, the longer I am replaying simultaneously both games, the more I'm like, yeah, the Great Ace Attorney is definitely easier. The, like, hints that they give you are way more direct. That's the remote triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing. Oh, I guess we could have presented either. What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope.
Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker. Huh? How did Gavin know about this? What? You think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually.
What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin?
I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control.
God, his hair is terrible. You got an active imagination, don't you? You shouldn't say every little thing you think. Neither should you, Darian. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me.
How so?
So you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when two witnesses came walking by?
That's right. Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then?
The firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one to hear. You get my drift. Why go through the trouble, man? How do I explain this?
You may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective.
He looks normal from the front, and as soon as he turns, I can't stop giggling. Yeah, no, he looks bad. That's it. My favorite thing is if you look at like concept art for him, there's like no art that isn't the terrible pompadour.
Show any weakness and he's sure to find it.
He may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man.
That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself. And I saw something odd there just before the third set.
Something odd?
A headset. The kind all of the band and staff members were wearing. That's right. We picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room. What if that headset wasn't dropped, but placed? And what if it was turned on? You could hear what was going on in that hallway. Even if you were out on stage.
You said who you want, Gavin.
Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in a court of law. Which is why I now turn to you, Hair Forehead. I have a question for you.
Huh? For me?
The igniter and the burnt fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. Certainly a possibility that they were a part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Throw the headset into the hallway from the mix, and you could fabricate an alibi. But we're still no closer to proving anything. Those gunshots might have been real, or fake, we can't say. You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case.
The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove the thing went down in the second act. While our little piano player was on stage. Is that right, Gavin?
Indeed. If you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless.
Well, Mr. Justice, can you prove the crime took place during the second set? Yeah, I think.
You better know, Apollo. Otherwise, we're through.
It can be proven.
You make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you.
You know, with this game, who knows?
Why is my lapel is like not staying down? This is not the jacket that has. I own like 4 motorcycle jackets. Some of them have snaps to keep these down. This one's not.
Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness, your testimony, if you would.
This isn't going to be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast.
You ready, kid? Because I am. Shooting took place during the second set? If you're so sure, let's see your proof.
Am I allowed to press this? I'm sure I am, but it's been a hot second. So let's see.
But the gunshots heard during the third set could have been... what? Some kind of setup? I've heard that one before.
We need proof, Apollo. We need to prove that the shooting took place during the second set.
Well, if you know how to do that, I'm all ears.
Maybe the gunshots are the key after all.
What do you mean?
Well, Mama Laura said she heard them, right? Right in the middle of her illusion when she was up above the ceiling.
When she forgot the words to the song, yeah.
If you can prove the gun was shot right when she missed those lyrics, we're home free, I think.
True. Not easy, but true. Is there some way to prove that?
Let's take a look through our evidence. Maybe there's something in there.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be cross-examining me? Try to refrain from private discussions during cross-examination, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. Sorry. Just let me take a quick look through the court record.
He's pretty eager to paint.
Oh, it's back here again. Hi, Murky! That is such a high compliment. That is such a high compliment. Thank you to whoever that Discord bot is. Oh, Jesus. Wait. Oh, go back. No, I know what the thing is. Go back. At least I think I know what the thing is. The thing about replaying Ace Attorney games is that, sometimes I know the solution and I have to work backwards and it doesn't work very well. I think it's the remote, right? Assuming the remote has what I... Damn, it doesn't say the thing that I want it to say. And I don't think we can find it by examining it. Yeah, no, No, I don't think anybody's watching these blinds, so I apologize if you are playing these blinds, because you are watching this blind, because I am about to just say something that happens a little bit later in the case. I know that this trigger was in the piano. And the bit is when the specific piano string hits the trigger, it sets off the igniter, but I don't know how to prove that. This switch triggers an igniter.
Too bad. I was hoping it was for a bomb that would blow up the whole Coliseum.
You're scaring me. If someone hears you talking like that, she'll arrest you.
And then she'll do all sorts of scientific tests, like splitting your hairdo into 3 separate spikes, while she stands by laughing and laughing in her high-pitched voice.
I said she'd arrest you, not me. And she's not some kind of mad scientist.
Did you just hear someone laughing?
I don't know if I have to... Hold on, let me see. Nope, that's the wrong button. Objection! Nope! Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement? I'm not sure I follow you. It clearly, contradicts the, I thought. You don't sound very sure, Mr. Justice. Objection overruled. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Is it the video again? It might be the video again. Where the fuck is the video of Machi? Damn, what? There it is. I don't think it's that, though. Is it the mixing board? Ah, my favorite little sickly Victorian boy. This is my favorite little sickly Victorian boy. Yes, he's a 33-year-old man who's, like, shaped like a JoJo character. But he's my favorite little sickly Victorian boy. This man's anemic. Is it just this? Oh, that's fun. You can turn off the metronome. Well, now I just want to listen to all the different parts. Hold on. That's her singing. Wow, the fabled guitar in Guitar Serenade. The guitar on its own sounds nice. Nice. JoJo Phantom Blood AU, where everything is the same, but Van Zeeks is also there. Oh, do I have to look for... I'm gonna present it first and then see if I'm right. Actually, let me reload the... Hello? There we go. Okay. Final cross-examination. Allegedly. They're always like, this is the final cross-examination, and then said cross-examination goes on for like 3 more rounds. Objection! Yeah, it is the mixing board. Sick. Seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here in Lamoir's song. Her song? What exactly is this, device thingy? New variety of gramophone, perhaps? Your Honor. What? Anyway. Come on, we just used this. Don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance part by part. Part? You move the sliders to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately. Lamoir's voice included. Oh ho! What does this prove? According to Lamoir's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. You need to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Huh, ridiculous. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh. We were all deeply involved in our performance. The Lamoir's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. That's what it is. I did not remember that at all. Good lord. And let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now. Lamoir stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot, and I'll find the gunshot. Okay, well, it's gonna be her voice. And I know it's when she sings the word pleasure. Because she says she missed it. She says she missed the cue. Why do MIDI voices always sound so freaky? There it is! Wait, it sounds so funny. It's so loud. I know it's a large weapon and that's like the point, but Jesus. Wait, hold on, I want to hear. Hold on. Oh, it really drowns it out. That's fun. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, am I on the right? Yeah. Ooh, jeez, loud. I turned up my volume for what? For Apollo to scream at me. Hold on. Here we go. I have people in my TikTok chat. Hello, Buff. I'm doing well. Unfortunately, if you're on the TikTok chat, you're not going to see your chat messages come up, so you have to go over to my Twitch for that. But hello. Hope you're doing well. That goes for anybody who's watching me on TikTok. Masha hearing that and mentally going, fuck! What's this? Is your Twitch the same name? Yeah, my Twitch is Twyfairy. I hear nothing. How is this possible? Wait, isn't the judge hard of hearing? I can hear just fine, thank you very much. Ah, he heard me thinking. I saw what you were thinking on your face. Now, just as hearing aside, I too heard nothing. Leading me to believe there is nothing to be heard. Oh, I totally clicked on the wrong track. I wasn't paying attention at all. Was I not on the... This is what I get for checking over on the TikTok. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Come on, go back, go back. It's fine. We're fine. Oh, I have to... I see. That's dumb. Yippee. Welcome to the cooler stream chat. Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Lamar's vocals. Stream chat. It's really funny. It's really funny. I did hear something coming there, yes. Why, it sounded like a gunshot. What? This has to be some kind of mistake. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set. Which means Lamar's testimony was true. Not the flash. Volo has to press the recording against the judge's ear so he can hear it. Yeah, so he can hear it on the old-fashioned gramophone. Love that Gavin, the ultimate... the ultimate twink/lesbian. Yeah. Is orange juice colored in the 3D sections? True old Apollo Justice fans, I say as somebody who only started playing Ace Attorney in the 2020s. People were waiting and wondering if they would remaster that cutscene. I figured they wouldn't because that seems like way too much effort when they already have to like localize it into several more languages and like redo the UI and everything. I figured they would not change the animations, but I am both very relieved and upset that they did it. Cause like it looks so dumb. It looks so bad. He is so orange. But you know what? Funny. How'd you get into AA actually? So, okay. I am of the age group where I was in the tail end of like forum posting. Yeah, I think it's more fun. I was in like the tail end of forum posting, so like everyone and their mother had like objection forum like signatures and stuff and like GIFs and whatnot. So like I saw it on forums and I saw it just like floating around in terms of like people who liked the anime that I liked also liked Ace Attorney. Like I was a Lucky Star fan, that's what got me into cosplay, and they have like there's an Apollo Justice reference in one of the episodes, and How to Be Suzumiya, which also had like a Ace Attorney episode. Like it was just pop culture-ish for me, and that was like 15 years ago. So like as Apollo Justice was coming out, I was like vaguely aware of its presence, and then like years and years passed, and like always in the back of my mind I was like, I want to cosplay Franziska Von Karma. Like one day I'll get to it. I'll cosplay Franziska. And then one of my friends, Chris, we love Chris. He like forcibly kin assigned our friend group characters, and mine was Francisca, I think. And so like that planted the like roots in my brain again of like, oh, I should really get around to playing Ace Attorney. And then in like 2021 or 22, I like the game was on one of those giant sales. And then I completely lost all sense of restraint from that point onward and went absolutely batshit insane. And now I'm a Capcom creator, so that's so much cooler than my reason. Literally got told I look like Phoenix and should do a cosplay of him after a rough breakup. That's so in character for Phoenix, though. That's so in character for Phoenix. This is the same thing, also the exact same thing happened to me with Yakuza, if you've been seeing me brain rot about Yakuza on like all of my social media lately. Ooh, you want to apply to Capcom Creators so bad? But what was I gonna say? Yakuza is the same thing where like the fandom was just sort of like around because of course it was. It's the thing of those video games that are like mostly played by gamer dudes, and then like the other half of the fandom is just like 30-year-old fujoshis. So all the fan art is like off the rails and beautiful, but also like it's kind of popular with like, it was kind of popular with like the mainstream crowds, so it succeeded enough that it like continued onward. That was like the sweet spot for me, is Yakuza and Ace Attorney. And then yeah, the same thing happened. My friend Chris like knew of Yakuza and like mentioned it occasionally to me, and then like a couple of my other friends were also mentioning Yakuza, and then Infinite Wealth came out, and so like everybody's Yakuza brain worms started again, and so I got into Yakuza. Anyway, Capcom Creators is a program that Capcom runs that is mostly streamer focused, but I did not apply as a streamer. So basically Capcom has an application that you fill out if you are a content creator, and you just submit your Capcom related content that you make. And they're not really looking for like a follower count or anything, but they look for a pretty wide variety of creators. I'm one of the few like Ace Attorney only people in there. Most of the people in there are like Resident Evil, Street Fighter, like there's some big competitive gamers in there. But anyway, it's a sort of between like an affiliate and an influencer program. So I was able to get this copy of the video game for free, as well as the Great Ace Attorney and the original trilogy I got for free, in exchange for me playing it on stream. Same with Ghost Trick. Also everybody played Ghost Trick. Actually, while I'm talking about the Capcom Creators program, I'm just gonna put up my Nexus site. If you would like to support me, you can buy this game, Ghost Trick, or the Great Ace Attorney, and I get a cut because Capcom is super nice and allows us to do that. But yeah, so that's what the Capcom Creators program is. That wasn't a very good pitch of it, but yeah, it's a neat program. I don't know if they have applications open right now, but I encourage anybody who can. I think it's US and Canada based, but anybody who can, I recommend being a part of it. I'm very picky about like influencer partnerships. My like day job is that I work in advertising, so I'm like pretty scrutinizing of these things. But Capcom, I feel, gives a lot of like really cool stuff to their creators. They also have like a pretty open forum for like, I haven't tried it yet, but they allow for you can talk with the management of Capcom Creators and be like, hey, I really want support to try out this thing. So like theoretically, if somebody wanted like a cosplay build sponsored or something, I think they're open to projects like that. I haven't tried it myself yet. I'm constantly busy, but I'll get around to it maybe. See if that's possible. Anyway. Order! So, she was telling the truth about what she heard. It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Lettuce. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch, now. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. You're into advertising? Yeah, I was an advertising major in college. Currently, I am unemployed, but I have an advertising degree. Detective Crescend, you weren't on stage during the second set. You could have done it. But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon? Lamamore was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then she passed over the dressing room. The gun fired again, and Mr. Latusse's life was taken. I was about to say that, like, this is an absolutely insane thing to ask of a performer, but I once had to, for a show when I was in high school when I did musicals, I was on stage right, and so I had to pick up a desk, like, move that desk, run out of the stage, sprint behind the stage, around to the left, change outfits, run on stage, and then start dancing before the lights came up. So, like, theater is just like that sometimes. Well, Detective Crescend? Oh, once again, I'm reminded of something. Our performance that day. Our performance? Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Hair Forehead. What is it with today? Problem after problem, Bucktoon. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. It was you, Darian. Klavier's such a bitch and I love him so much. I love that his thing is that he's such a, like, snob about music, and I am the same way. So, I thought it strange at the time. They have a fun idea, they'll try to find a way to fit it in. As we saw earlier, Klavier isn't an easy person to turn down. Yeah, no, he is not. I literally feel like if I were in the situation where I wanted to make that illusion happen, I would do the same thing. Like, I wouldn't want to play a recording of Lamamore singing. Asking her to, like, I don't remember if Klavier knew she was blind before. We, like, just went over it, but, like, if I had known she was blind, I would not have done that. Because what the hell? How could you turn him to... No, don't turn Klavier down. He's too sexy. Yeah, I think asking her to do that when she's blind is absolutely ridiculous. I can't imagine having to be the person to tell Klavier Gavin, hey, I don't know if this will work out. I know stage managers must hate him. I'm sure stage managers hate him. Stage managers, in my experience, hate, like, all performers, and they should. Said as a performer. That goes for both Gavin brothers, real. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, What? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon. Mr. Latusse's .45 caliber hand cannon. As we've learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. Wait. You mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? You're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescend? I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had plenty of I've had firearms training. Plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to police officers is a .38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latousse. Which suggests there was a struggle between killer and victim. So, killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? The thought had occurred to me, yes. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? I'm gonna take this moment to get some water because So I will be right back. Have fun hanging around in the chat for a second. Yippee. I've returned. Glad y'all are behaving yourself in the Twitch chat. And in the TikTok chat. I keep seeing people come into my TikTok chat and then, like, presumably hop over here. I'm glad there aren't too many technical difficulties going on. I really made a choice deciding to do both my first multi-stream today and then my first multi-stream today, and I have to get into cosplay, so that was a fun 2 hours of setup time before I had to get into makeup and eat dinner and everything. If you try turning down an idea of either brother, do you think they react the same way, or is it different? And how? You know how they both Kristoff and Klavier have that sprite where they look like the, like, angry smiley face emoticon? Where it's, like, angry eyebrow and then sad face? I think they both react like that. I think Klavier is actually more likely to get aggressive than Kristoff is. I haven't had to brain rot about these guys in a hot second. I've been in the Great Ace Attorney hell for a year. I think Kristoff is too he's way too focused on keeping up appearances. Klavier is too, to an extent. Literally, as I was getting ready for the stream, I was like, I think a lot of Apologistice is about putting on an act and being someone you're not. They give you one chance. Yeah, I think Kristoff is a person who starts off, like, still smiling at you when he's angry, and then drifts into passive aggression before he eventually gets, like, snappy, as we've seen. As we've seen in the courtroom, embarrassingly enough. Kristoff is so fun because he starts attacking you personally. Because Kristoff, when he's talking to Phoenix in the first case, starts off, like, normal and being like, I just wanted to help my friend. I wanted to make sure that he was safe. I was concerned for his well-being. And then time goes on, and then Kristoff goes, what is the fucking line he says? He says, like, oh, no matter how you've chosen to waste the past 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. Like, suddenly he's not agreeing with you and, like, his job is worthless, and he's not, like, respectable anymore. I could talk about Kristoff for ages. Sorry, my sleeve is stuck inside my other sleeve. But yeah, Klavier snaps more easily, which is, I think, a good sign. I think it's a sign that he, like, is actually, like, more well-adjusted than Kristoff is. My sleeve is stuck in my sleeve. It's very warm. I have to wear a three-piece suit for the next cosplay stream, and it's only gonna get warmer. It'll probably be in, like, May, guys. Oh, God. Anyway. Klavier also apologizes. Yeah, Klavier and Kristoff, they go in opposite directions. I care about them. Hello? There we go. Jesus. Anyway, while I'm here from my break, and people are getting hydrated or dehydrated, now that there are more people here, once again, if you would like to check out any of these games, you can buy them on my Nexus store. So the Apollo Justice Trilogy is up there. Ghost Trick, please play Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick is on there. I need more people to play Ghost Trick. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, I also really, really need people to play. That is my favorite game in the world, is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2. And I believe, I don't know if I have the original trilogy on there, but definitely Ghost Trick. Also, if you're not already a part of it, that's not how you spell Discord. I have a Discord community server. You get going live announcements and new cosplays and my brain rot as I finish the Yakuza series or whatever other game that I'm playing at the time. But yeah, my hair is stuck. I also, while I'm here and I have more people here than I did at the beginning of the stream, I want to show the new friend. Baroque. Oh, I hate his ass. I have Baroque fanfics to go with the Kazuma that I already have. I didn't show the Suzate that my friends got me. I had a couple of my friends were in Japan last week, and so they went to the Capcom Cafe and got me. I have to take her out of my phone. Hold on. This is like you put it in your phone case and it hooks to like a phone strap. Hold up. Jesus. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I got the Angry Boys, but I got Susie! Susato, my daughter. But yeah, she sits in my phone, hidden away, because I have like a floral phone case, so you can't see her at all. But she's there. Anyway, now that everybody is hydrated or dehydrated, we can actually continue the case. Yeah. Oh god, not the options tab. That's not what I clicked on. Hello? Okay. No, I don't want to save. Go back. Well, what does the witness have? Does the witness have anything to say to this? I want to start having favorite characters that actually get merch. It's a curse. No, my favorite Great Ace Attorney character is... Well, I mean, my favorite Great Ace Attorney character is Kazuma, but my other favorite characters are Clint Van Zeeks, Genshin Asogi, and Lady Baskerville, who doesn't have a personality. And I can't talk about why I like them without spoiling the entire series. So I just look insane until my friends finish the game, and even after I finish the game. Good takes. Yeah, those are my favorite characters. Albert is wonderful. I love Albert Hairbrain. He's like so underrated. Hilariously, the first like ship that I was like really into besides Asoryu for the Great Ace Attorney was Albert and Baroque. They're so funny. I have to make fun of them like constantly. Anyway. I should draw Albert again. It's been like months. Detective Crescent. What I want to ask, that's not his voice. What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves rolled up ready for action has to say. Hey you, attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin. I really do. Giving him the dumb surfer dude voice was hilarious. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. It would have been so funny if he said something like so incriminating at that moment. The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it.
It's the last testimony, guys. It's the last cross-examination.
Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? A simple reason, indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latouche had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes, not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great, now I need to find a motive. Her manager, sure, but Mr. Latouche was... Oh, right, sorry. An Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? Not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted. Wasted with, like, the GTA font over it. That's cold, dog. Dog? Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever it was. Look how Apollo is literally just fucking yelling at his voice lines. He's so loud, I could have sworn I turned his voice down. But that's the same for Machi. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. That woman is 40. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. Darian, you're a detective with international affairs? Yeah, what of it? Even if this was Mr. Latouche's first trip to this country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. Huh. Or don't you take any international trips in international affairs? That's right. Well, Detective Crescent. That's your game, is it? Guess I better confess then. Confess? I just remembered what this is. This is so embarrassing. Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been sent overseas. What? But you're an international... See, me and Plain's got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other very much. My condolences, Hair Forehead, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country. I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's so unfair.
He's scared of planes.
Planes and I also have a difference of opinion. I'm not scared of planes, they just suck. They're just terrible. Why would you even apply to international affairs? He's stupid. You're stupid. Like, planes sucking is why I would probably never apply to, like, be a flight attendant. Like, why would you apply to international affairs? So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert. Fraternize? I don't think we exchanged a single word. He's in a band, girl, come on! No, literally, do you guys just, like, not tour? Aren't they world famous? Clavier's been out of the country. Now the ladies, that's a different matter altogether. Shut up! So you see, wait, what was he even talking about? Hello? What? I have a sibling who works with kids who doesn't like kids. Maybe it's like that. Maybe? I feel like interacting with a child is gonna happen more often than interacting with an airplane, though, on a regular basis. I would not have applied to international affairs. What is he saying? God. CC. You sure about that? What? What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you. Listen, you try throwing out one of your wild accusations. I'll throw it back at you so hard you forget who you're accusing of what. Hair forehead, perhaps it's best if you let your evidence do the talking, yeah? Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. He's like the meanest, like, the most, like kindergarten insult witness. So he's using this mode of question as ammunition, huh? Well, I got ammunition, too. Evidence. Juicy, do you have anything to say? Juicy, do you have any opinions? Oh, she doesn't. Okay. I don't remember this one either. It's not the Anchoritis one, is it? No. Bro, I don't remember. I don't remember what the answer is at all. Good lord. Why could I possibly know her manager? I feel like it's this statement. I feel like we're supposed to find... Huh? No, damn. I do not remember. Is there any more info on the victim? Is there? I'm not blinking enough. Good lord. For somebody who's wearing contact lenses. Just autopsy report. Is it this? I don't think it's this. Could potentially be some kind of outside link. Ah, no, I accidentally hit story mode. Okay, well, I know it's on this one then. Is it this already? I thought it was too soon. I guess we'll try it. Okay, I guess it is that already. I thought there was a step in between those. Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescent. Ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. It's not. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Yeah, I thought there was a step between those. I thought you had to, like... Maybe it's because I don't remember exactly what, like, just happened. So I'm, like, forgetting about, You mentioned the judge just pops it in its mouth. I feel like we had to connect that was an international affairs case. Like, I thought we had to connect Romain Latouche to that thing, but I guess not. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. Like I know that he was investigating the cocoon smuggling, and so, like, he was investigating the cocoon smuggling, and so if you're involved with the cocoon smuggling, you would have known Mr. Latouche. Like, I get that. I don't think we've made that connection, though. It was found among the victim's belongings. Cocoon? I've never seen one that color. It's a variety only found in the Republic of Virginia. Nowhere else. Alright. What is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Latouche, does it? It does. Wait. I mean, I think it does? You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. Curative? For what? Apparently, it is most efficacious at treating a disease thought uncurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Virginia. Whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world?
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering.
We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market. Caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was largely kept unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export. One rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others. I miss Shilong Long, guys. Interpol. Right. The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? That what you're trying to say? I'm saying that I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was going to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny. Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say. Why? Perhaps it's time for another testimony. Remember 3 testimonies ago when we said it was the last testimony? About the smuggling of cocoons business. Good lord. Cocoon smuggling. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover. You kids think up the craziest things. But no way am I going to risk life and limb. Just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Most noble of statements, duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be too risky. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm going to find out what. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you can say objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his hair, too.
Who's on trial here again?
Man, you so obviously know nothing about the market. And you do? And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. It must be that, right? Right? Objection! Yeah. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. Second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. No bangs. These bangs are not great. I need a new wig. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? An article. It's about the Chief Justices. Deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis. Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. Dude, you went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's a disease the Chief Justice's son had. You aren't saying. Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying? Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life. Even if the deal went through. It'd be an international scandal. Hey, everybody should play the Great Ace Attorney. That's Detective Krishen's insurance. If word ever got out, the one on with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Krishen, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway? As tasteful as it is to think about it, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. Very cowardly seller. Don't let sleeves over there trick you. So I made a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Virginian Customs barely sleeps, they're so worried about cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Hold it! I remember this part. Just how strict is this customs check? Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. Oh, this is the metal detector part! They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows. Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them. That's right. Gavin was in Virginia, wasn't he? I remember setting off the metal detector several times. I had to practically strip naked to walk through. Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous fop. God. Cocoon possession will get you arrested on the spot and then sentenced to death. That's pretty extreme. Virginia has this rep as an idyllic, laid-back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Virginia is a peaceful, pleasant country. So this level of security shows us how truly concerned they are about these cocoons. About the couscous, is what I almost said. That's the situation. Hey man, if there's any way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know. I know what it is, but... You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. But all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. But if you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich. I would be interested in hearing. Purely from legal perspective, of course. I weep for our judicial system. The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. Thing is, I don't entirely know which statement it is. I think it's on this one. Because this was sent by Klavier via a private shipping service, essentially. Objection! Yeah. Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country. No checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. Prosecutor? Ugh. I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting of a woman like Lamour.
How did it end up here?
I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Virginia.
That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruin the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamour's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Virginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was... With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. Oh, what? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin. That guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Good memory, Herford. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. Broken devices and sort.
A broken device?
Yes, this in fact. I thought he was gonna keep going. This in fact. An igniter. Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You mean...
He means this, of course. There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Pissy... They could use Pissy Prosecutor? He's not that bad anymore. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. York. Order, order, order! So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. Caution? Ah, their forehead. At last it all comes together. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Doesn't here again? Yeah, it does that a lot. Oh my god, Nick, you're gonna love the breakdown. You're gonna love the breakdown. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamour's ballad, if you please. First, my keys were stolen. Harmless misdemeanor. Which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. Smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche. Oh. Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated then, the gig would be up. That's not the phrase. The phrase is the jig would be up. Juicy and Apollo in the crowd. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot. The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then Mr. Latouche died, with Lamar there to witness it. There's your case. Brilliant, man. Detective Christian? I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly. For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darian. Republic of Virginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Huh, let's see you make up a story for that, kid. Oh god. True. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. Virginian accomplice.
Thank you, Santa.
That's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamar heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch. Now. You made this transmission from backstage, while your co-conspirator was on stage. What? Who was it? This is it. The coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say, then. But be warned. With great accusation comes great responsibility. I watched Spider-Man with my grandchildren last week. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice? Ooh, I went the wrong way. There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice. And that person is the defendant, Machika Baye. What? Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. Actually, no, it happened in the tutorial case. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. Kristoff sure did accuse Phoenix. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche. And I stand by my statement earlier, that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed. The defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if he was, in fact? What if it was, in fact, Lamar? It couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, it's true. Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lamar was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, looking at this, seems that Lamar still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar Serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lamar stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. How many Among Us jokes do you think this case would have generated with the remaster? We were making Among Us jokes about it the last time we played the original. Because we played it in the 2020s. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamar's position in the air vent. Oh. Wait, what? Okay, sure. Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor. Yes, Detective? Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time. Well, I don't see why not. But, what? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. How many more times would we like to see the video? Too bad, so sad. Punk. Punk?
First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly were we supposed to see in this video? So nice we played it 5 too many times. The problem isn't what we see, correct, Darian? Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians, after all. So now you want to say things about the audio. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, Punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the wee pianist to set off that igniter? Is that right? Yes? Well, in order to do that, he'd have to press switch. Am I right? Okay. We'll take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine. And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it. Yeah, how's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You got Miss Eva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva.
Oh, my lord.
But according to you... I love that song by Oriente. I think According to You is on my Cloudar breakup playlist, which is one of my funnier playlists that exists. She couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Oh my god. Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. We don't need to watch it again, guys. The piano plays non-stop. He couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice? The piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. I think I mentioned this piano part like an hour ago. Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Everybody has those days. Apollo's just advertising Klavier's music, playing this video so many times.
Apollo? Were you wrong?
I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... Strange. What's strange? No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. Odd. Mr. Justice. Machi Tobiah didn't press that switch. But he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some fact for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire. But the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant, Machi Tobaye, the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought.
Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined.
I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch.
Well, you better find a way to prove it.
Ugh. What do I do? What do I do?
There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd.
Something odd? Wait a second.
What? You thought of something?
Imagine Apollo says that Klavier was the accomplice. God. What was Gavin saying just now? Strange. That's strange. No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I got. What exactly did he hear was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Machi Tobaye pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. And you prove that Machi Tobaye pressed that switch. But again, he did say the same thing twice, right? Yeah. I can prove it. I don't know if you call this proof, per se. But I can prove it was possible. Then, as prosecutor, it falls on me to ask that you show us evidence supporting this. Your forehead. You're sure about this? Accept it. There's no evidence, man. It's your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed that switch? I'm just gonna double check. The gunshot's in the second part, right? No, damn it. I think it's the second one is the piano. I sure hope the second one is the piano. Who knows? That is the mistake, right? I think it is. Damn it. Yeah, that's totally the wrong chord. Anyway. The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. I hear a piano being played. But doesn't it sound kind of simple? Oh, that wasn't even the bit that I was talking about. Simple. I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand? One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. I forgot. I thought the switch was in the piano, and so he was playing a specific chord. Whoops. Anyway. So you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about here?
Wait, I know.
Oh, wait. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy.
Yeah? You got something?
Mr. Wright, your father. He's a pianist. Could he...
Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? Why don't we just ask the guy who's named piano? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove whether he played it with one hand or two? You can't. I admit, it'll be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way. Well, it seems you've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Maki was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. And one section of the song proves it. Did I miss it? Is it not the second part? Oh, that might be it. It sounds like it's one-handed on the third part. That's the section. I'm afraid I don't hear it. What's your opinion as an artist, Prosecutor Gavin? It's a beautiful song, and the lyrics are outstanding. I'll take that to mean there isn't a problem with this section at all. Wait, so what was the odd thing Gavin heard? The switch was pressed in the first half of the second verse, right? I know. I just need to find a place to compare to that. Your Honor, if you'll give me one more chance, I think I can find it. Suppose we don't have a choice. Very well. The claim the defendant was playing with one hand with... Is it not that part? Is it not the second part? Isn't it? Hello? Is it this? That's the section? What the fuck? Is it not in the middle? What are we talking about? What's going on? Is it the first part of the track because it's that transition? I feel like I remember it being a triplet, whatever the fuck. I'm good at music, I know how to do... Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized it by now. Just what it was that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, therefore. Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phrase. Is that what it is? Is that not what I clicked earlier? Is that not the third part? What the hell? Man. How many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right. Enough of that. What happened? Okay. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Other section. The guitar burst into flame. Is it because the ending sounds so... I don't fucking know what's going on. The guitar burst into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "oh, that night in your embrace" part. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, play verse 2 again. What's happening? Yeah, there. That's the simple part, right? That's why I presented that. Because he stops playing with the right hand. They feel the same too. But they're clearly very different. Because he's only playing the, like, bass line functionally. What? Well put, Your Honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple. But the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. Is that not what I said? You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure. Oh. What's that prove? I would think that you'd know that by now. Which is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two verses at different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh. That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourselves why Machi changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Man, his boots are stupid too. Order! I really love Klavier. I just wish his feature case was less tiring. This is not my least favorite case in the game. Corner is, because the investigation section is hell. But I love the characters in it so much. I think honestly, like, trials in general do not drain me as much as, like, really bad investigation sections is probably what it is. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. What, no comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up. Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over? I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. In you, Hair Forehead. Wish Serenades was a bit stronger. The big problem is that neither has Kristoff, honestly, yeah. The first and the last case in this game are so strong. I actually really liked Serenade. I find Corner way more tiring. But it's one of those things of, like, Corner isn't a filler case, but if I had to cut a case in the game, I would cut Corner. I would cut Corners, it's funny. Like, Corner definitely has some, like, important things in it. You really need Apollo and Trucy to have that relationship before they go into Serenade. But unfortunately, it takes a while. The investigation section for Corner is so infuriating. With all my love for every character in Corner. Me? Yes. Don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now... You have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts... Anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But... 1,000 facts might point towards the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we would have seen it a long ways back. It is unfortunate. But at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? What? The Great Ace Attorney London jury would never do me like this. The truth is staring us all right in the face. Murder's investigation is so rough. If I could get the character rating from Corner but the investigation flow of Serenade, we'd have an okay middle case. Yeah. I still really like both of those cases. They rank higher than most of my, like, this is the shit tier case. I don't really think Apollo Justice suffers from third case syndrome. Not nearly as much as the other ones do. What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals?
Apollo, remember what Daddy said?
It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. So what do I do? This is another thing where if they talked about the court system and how it, like, fucks over the defense earlier, that'd be nice. And this is why everyone should play the Great Ace Attorney. Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Darian Krishen's igniter and set it off.
I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter.
I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I gotta find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now, or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this dead-weight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice? We've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. What the hell are you talking about? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes. Good guitars are kept dry is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter too in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? I did hear that they presented this game to, like, the Department of Justice in Japan. Like, I heard that this was, like, presented to the government, like, as things were occurring. I really wish they kept the jury system in. Because I really love the jury system in The Great Ace Attorney. Summation examinations are my favorite thing. Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, I'll be out of your hands for good.
Go for it, Apollo!
What, this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. Flirting with him in front of Darian as you're breaking up. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Hair forehead. You are accusing this man, Darian Krishen, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latouche and the smuggling of a Borgenian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. The trial has already run on for far too long. You said it. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Yeah, I love my dream team for Ace Attorney games is Shu Takumi and then Kazuya Nuri going nuts on art direction, and I feel like I haven't gotten to the Layton crossover yet, but I feel like this Layton and then Great Ace Attorney is just Kazuya Nuri getting more and more insane with it, and I love it. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. And let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent. Okay. This is really my last chance. I don't know what we're trying to present here. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is... I feel like it's call a witness, right? I feel like it's call a witness and it's Machi. Must be. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence. But perhaps what I needed to prove was prove my case was something else. You mean, a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order. But I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt? It must be Machi. Right? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Yamazaki's. The one person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tabaye. Yamazaki has some characters that I really, really like, though. Quiet. Again? Machi Tabaye was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latouche was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Virginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would, no doubt, also find inside the burnt-out guitar. Aha, very scientific of you. Emma in the gallery is just like, woohoo! Thus, if Machi Tabaye acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon, the case is solved.
Darian's laughing again.
Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Oh, piano. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What is this all about? Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borginian law. Yeah, see. Our pianist really was a smuggler. And testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. I feel like that's not correct. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Virginia. And they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today. Including the part about the Borginian cocoon. Yeah, but if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now... Lily toiling over Pride and Prejudice, thank you for Nanamitsu. Darian is Mr. Wickham and Kopalo, honestly, yeah. He'll eventually be picked up by the Borginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Love catering to myself and myself alone. I have like a really elaborate Great Ace Attorney vampire AU, but I don't know how I want to write it. Where it'd just be the events of the series, but there's vampires in it. Like starting with the professor killings and going onward, and it's like this is where it's just only about me, and like nobody else is gonna care about it. Where the way I have the vampires set up in my head is the vampirism as like a metaphor for colonialism, because vampires by nature have to take things to get stronger. Yeah, and so like the Van Ziekses would probably be like a very long line of vampire families, and like a lot of the characters in London would probably be vampires. The idea of Sholmes just running around as a human is hilarious. So I really want to do that, but I don't want to rewrite every single event in the story because that would suck. And I'm so lazy, and I never write multi-chapter fics. But I want that AU to exist. I want that AU to exist so bad. My thing is, without spoiling anything for the game, is I need to figure out the conclusion of the professor killings, because there's some like hoops I need to jump through to make that up. I think vampire lore actually is in Japan because of Western travelers. Yeah, generally vampire lore, like a lot of people are like, oh, like there's vampire lore in every country, but like if the further you get from the source of like there's very, very old vampire lore in a lot of cultures, but like I'm Korean and Korea doesn't have vampire lore. And China has vampire lore, but it's a little different from what I remember. And Japan's is also a little weird. If I write it, it's gonna be like a fan fiction, but like I'm so lazy, and I have so many other drafts in my Google Docs right now. Maybe if I successfully write that Glencliffeville, I'm doing a rewrite of the Second Stain as Glencliffeville, and if I can write that multi-chapter fic, I'm allowed to move on to other multi-chapter fics. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tabai. Cocoon smuggling? Your entire plan? Machi Tabai knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. My earbuds are stuck on my zipper. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion? Real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on. Please. I feel like his animation got faster. I feel like the animation got like smoother in the remaster. It could just be me. Or it could just be the emulator that we were using before, but God, that's funny. Oh, God, he's stupid. I love this. Darian. I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession?
Uh-oh, he's laughing again.
There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. You're photoshopping Darian's head on a fucking Pokemon? Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Breaking up when the man looks that wrecked. Cruel. He had to do it. He had to do it for him.
Yes.
And you'll talk. You'll tell this court everything. Our breakup official. Woo! What was the... I changed my @ on Twitter to Darian Crescendo's Over Party for like a month when we played this. I didn't want it to turn out this way. But I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Gav Tweet is going insane! Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know? I see no reason why you should hesitate now.
I won't hesitate, bitch. I knew. From beginning, I knew.
Machi.
Situation. I cannot explain, but
Money is needed. Very much money.
Today's trial raises a delicate issue within our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. I feel like that's not the issue that we explored here, but sure. This is the golden rule, however. It has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. It's so... I don't want to say heavy-handed, but like... It's not very subtle, is it? I do really like the idea, and I understand Japan, like, doesn't have the jury system that America is used to. So it probably needs to come off a little bit more heavy-handed than when an American audience plays it, but... Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobaye.
Yes?
I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. Still no jury, though. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
Oh, I thank you. I only lie. But you see truth. You find truth. You're so cute.
It's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobaye.
Hot Milky.
Aww. Yeah, the way I would probably go about it is I would make Apollo Justice longer. Honestly. It wasn't standard at that time though to like have such long cases. But like if the tutorial case was as long as not as long as the Great Ace Attorney one, because that is a long case, but like if you had more time to really have Kristoff like in your ear about evidence being everything, and for it to like come across more often, I think that'd be really cool. Court is adjourned. Because evidence could never lie, right? No. Evidence doesn't lie.
I wonder what will happen to Machi.
Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. I guess there will be another trial here. All's well that ends well.
Daddy!
I owe you both my thanks. Lamoire. My, is something wrong? I'm sorry. Machi was your partner on stage, your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet. Something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage.
Courage?
I'm considering an eye operation.
I don't like this plot point.
It was my suggestion, actually.
You mean you'll be able to see again?
It's funny. I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamoire lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I've been running from. I was scared. You know what changed your mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting?
That's right. She's the landscape painter in sound, after all.
I think it'd be really funny if Lamoire was just, like, terrible at painting, though. I will paint the two of you. I promise.
Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamoire.
I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? I think there was a way to do Llama Wars to lean into her fear of getting an operation because it might reveal things she doesn't want to know about herself. I think there's a way to do that, but like not be like, we fixed her blindness, guys, because it's a thing that needs to be fixed. In my head, the way I headcanon it, if I have some drafts for Mainline Ace Attorney, I should really get back to writing those fics. The way I headcanon her vision following this game is that she's still partially blind, which, like, total blindness is not that common to begin with. And going from total blindness to 20/20 vision is a little ridiculous. But I think she's still partially blind following this game, honestly. I think the am I going through Yakuza Infinite Wealth right now? I think an arc about a character refusing treatment can be very compelling. I don't like how they did it in this. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo? Trucy? I hope that we will meet again someday soon.
You bet! Me too! Ace, you bet!
And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on, until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar Serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad,
have them catch the killer at the end.
Yeah, I like to think she's still partially blind. We did it! We made it through Turnabout Serenade. Which means next week onward, Mondays at 7 p.m. Central, unless other things come up, we get to start Turnabout Succession. we get to start one of the best of Hollow Justice case, well, the best of Hollow Justice case, honestly, and one of the best Ace Attorney cases in general, I think. Turnabout Succession is one of my favorites. Christoph! But yeah. I will be out of cosplay, thank God, next week. And we will start Turnabout Succession, which is a long case. And it's very good. It's very good. But yeah, as usual, so if you would like to support me, you can buy this game, as well as Ghost Trick, please play Ghost Trick, or The Great Ace Attorney, please play The Great Ace Attorney, off of my Nexus store. A part of the cut goes to me. It's a really neat way to support me, and also you get to completely change your brain chemistry by playing the lawyer and or detective game. If you are not already a part of it, I have a Discord community server where you can hang out and we're getting very, very close to the funny number on my Discord server. What funny number? You have to check my Discord to see. But yeah, feel free to join my Discord community server if you're not already a part of it. You get stream notifications, you get me brain rotting about other games, my new cosplay stuff, etc. And also we get closer to the funny number the more people join. So yeah, please do feel free to join my Discord server if you're not already in it. What else do I have? As usual, on Thursdays, I am streaming The Great Ace Attorney on Max's channel with Cinna. And on Sundays, I think this Sunday on Kate's channel, we're starting The Great Ace Attorney 2? On Sundays, I stream with Kate, Ren, and MJ. Great Ace Attorney. Every Great Ace Attorney all the time, always. Yeah, we're Great Ace Attorney. I love it when they greet those Ace Attorneys. Yeah. And then I will be back here on Monday, or barring Monday, Tuesday. What is your stream capture, by the way? OBS? Yes, I use OBS for all of this. I think that's all the announcements. I think that's the usual stuff. Yippee! Thanks y'all for joining me on this, both cosplay stream and first time co-streaming on TikTok, or multi-streaming on TikTok, which went well! So that's good to know that I can do that from now on. Anyway, I will see y'all next week. Thank y'all for tuning in. Good night. I need to go take my contact lenses out.